So, secondly, right, Python inspects the function's requirements for the number of arguments that we allow the function to invoke. So, for example, here we have one argument, right? So, if you go and call this function, or you run this code, and there is no argument because print, let's say you make a function that requires an argument, and it sees that you didn't put any arguments when you call the function, or you put more than what it's supposed to be, or more than what is required. Maybe if print or a function you made yourself requires just 1 or 2 arguments and you put 3, or you put 1, that also causes an error as well. So that is another thing that can happen when Python encounters an invocation. So next thing that happens, right, is that, so for that moment, when Python encounters your function, right, for example, the print function, and everything's okay, the print function, it exists, the name, the arguments is right, the required arguments are being input in, then Python leaves your code for just a moment, right, and jumps into the invoked, right? So you created, don't worry, we'll get into it later on. So if you created a function, right, and you call it somewhere in your code, so Python leaves the code and jumps into that function that you called, right? It jumps into that function and does whatever it's supposed to do, like whatever thing you did. Maybe you did an addition or plus or some summation or some whatever magic you did in that function, right? So Python will jump into the function, do the magic of everything, and return the results. Return the resulting value. So it's to execute, do everything it's supposed to do, finish the task, then come back to the line of where that that function is, and so that particular place, before it continues to the next line of code. So that is basically what happens when a function is being invoked. So just for this brief part, there's going to be I'm going to put something like this in the description, and hopefully you can go through it, because there's also some practice that you can practice, and just familiarize yourself with the Python, just the beginning or the basics of Python.